and dedication and auspiciousness um, in our life and in everyone's life by remembering and paying obeisances to all those great well-wisher headed by Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnanjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanitanksha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Bindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today is Sunday, and I think original story I was told that Prabhupada started this Sunday gathering or discussion because it is customary in America that people goes to churches. And Prabhupada asked, where are people? Nobody's on the street. So devotee says they went to church. Say, oh, they go to church on Sunday. Said, yes. So why not we do that also? We should invite people to come. So Prabhupada was very kind, merciful, and very adaptive. And that's how it began. Also another hilarious little pastime that Prabhupada said, we don't conduct anything without um, providing some sumptuous prasadam. And of course, how do you do it through the Zoom? I don't know. But Prabhupada was very interesting. He said, I want some prasadam. So devotee says, well, we don't have much money. Prabhupada said, that's not, I'm asking whether we have money or not, but I want some prasadam. So then devotees says, so how do we do it? Prabhupada said, put a billboard. So they literally put a signboard, two, three places on the big street. And it cost them few $100, even though they don't have much money. So somebody helped to get it. And they some or other arranged the prasadam. And the bhoga means the material to cook and offer everything. Whatever it cost, it was around 560, something like that, dollar, including. And Prabhupada, in the class, he said, if you like, you can contribute something to keep on going. And they collected, was very surprisingly, they collected exact same amount that they spent. It was like a very mystical miracle. Then the devotees had a confidence that yes, we should continue it. Sunday feast, we should not worry. Just follow Prabhupada's instruction and it will happen. Money will come. And it continued from that day, from that Sunday. Of course, through the Zoom, due to this COVID, we took advantage of it. So back to my original thought. This morning I thought that maybe to have a little refresh. And I remember some of the children in Texas that we did some discussion. If I ask a question, why do you exist? You should have a thoughtful answer. Why do you exist? Well, I don't know. That's not a good answer, first of all. And some people does. I don't know. Some people say, well, maybe to enjoy. But whatever the answer you have, I'm going to share one angle to look at it from Prabhupada's books that I find. When you use the word purpose, purpose means the reason for which something exists. Like we say, goal of life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says the scriptures or discussion should be based on these three things. That what is the reason you exist? That is the purpose. And Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita 2.66 in the purport, it's very striking to me. Many years later, Krishna reminded. Prabhupada said, disturbance is due to want of an ultimate goal. Because people don't know the purpose of their life, they're just going on. And it causes disturbance to their mind. Maybe out of courtesy, they don't challenge with their parents. But because they don't have a clear purpose of their existence, they're not motivated. That's why even very thoughtful people, they, like great philosopher Aristotle, who was Socrates' student, urged people to analyze the purpose for which they exist. It's the same thing Prabhupada in a morning walk, he mentioned. From childhood, we should ask this question, why do I exist? And Aristotle argues that ultimate purpose for humans will be something that we desire for the sake of itself and never for the sake of anything else. You can give an example. Imagine a curious adolescent who ceaselessly asks why to every answer you provide him. Why are you going to school? To earn a degree. Why do you want a degree? I need a degree to obtain employment. Why do you want a job? I need a job so that I can earn money to buy the things I need, such as house, clothes, food, etc. Why do you realize that? Why do you need all that? Well, those things will make me happy. That's a good ending. If you come to that, why do you want to be happy? At this point, you realize that there is no more question, no further question or answer is required. If you can remain happy forever. Are you happy all the time? That question should be asked. Nitya Siddhas, by definition, eternal associates in the spiritual world, it says, Ksana adarsanita dina sada saha biharina nityananda guna sarve nitya siddha mukunda bhat. Like Mukunda or Krishna, they are nitya ananda. They are always happy. Because they are always happy, what causes them always happy? Because they are always with Krishna. They are always serving. They are always so happy. Nobody ever have complaint in spiritual world. Nobody. All the complaint is in America. No, I mean in this world. Right, Mother Mihika? I remember you in this group. And this is very true. So we can see how by asking question one can come to an essential understanding of one's purpose. And this question, what is the purpose? Is the most important question we as a human can ask. Those who are conscious, are you dead or conscious? Ask yourself. Prabhu, what kind of question you are asking? I'm just asking, are you dead or you are a conscious being? It's better to ask because Shastra says you are conscious being. If you say, I don't care anything, that doesn't sound like a conscious being. Or if you escape from everything, that doesn't sound like a conscious being. Conscious. That's why Prabhupada mentioned, be conscious, then Krishna conscious. That means we have to become conscious first, then we can become Krishna conscious according to Prabhupada. So it's very intriguing, I would say. Those who are conscious of why they are doing what they are doing, achieve focus. Their choices become clearer. They have a better sense which path to follow. Clarity of our purpose will help make each of us feel whole, complete. When your purpose is clear, goal is clear of life, you have a foundation for your life that you can grow on that. In Bhagavad Gita 14.2, Krishna says, Idam genam upasritta mama sadharma agata sarge api na upajayante pralaye na bettanti cha. Hey Arjuna, if you understand this knowledge I'm giving you, or everybody who understand the knowledge I'm giving you, then you will attain my transcendental nature. Then what will happen? If I understand Bhagavad Gita, what will happen? You'll never take birth again. If you have 14.2, you look at that verse. It's fascinating, isn't it? Krishna is so kind. He said, try to understand what I'm trying to say. If you understand this, then you'll never take birth. You'll never die. You'll come back and live with me forever. Just by understanding this. Bhagavad Gita 14.2 is so wonderful. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course, he says understanding means you Prabhupada said this, understanding, English word understanding means stand under. Means always accept a guru and always stand under. I don't know where Prabhupada got that English word. I never heard that. But it makes sense. He said understand means stand under. Means always you think you are a follower. If you follow Prabhupada, then definitely you're going to get this. So this is wonderful. I was thinking deeply about these topics because if you have a purpose-driven life, it must be efficient and effective. This means doing things right and doing the right things. Doing things right and doing the right things. It means competence. You will have competence. And it will produce, believe me, it will produce. I see after you would talk to me 30 years back, maybe I would not agree. But now if you ask me, what do you believe what you are saying? Yes, it gives satisfaction, results with minimum waste. Everything that Krishna created is purpose driven. Everything. It's require deep thinking. Krishna created the spiritual world for his pleasure pastime. And if you want to be forever happy, go to his spiritual world. And Krishna declared that. Krishna creates the material world, guess what? Not for pleasure driven, for rectification of the hearing soul. Material world is not created, material world is not created by Krishna for enjoyment. Material world is creation of rectification. Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita for the elevation, you can say deliverance of all of us, conditioned soul. 18.65, 18.66, that's all Krishna says. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started this Sankirtan movement to raise the consciousness of the people of this world. And Srila Prabhupada established ISKCON to raise people's consciousness to the highest level of Krishna consciousness. It's so wonderful. I remember Reyansh and Ritik, two brothers, yeah, look same, except they grow a little bigger. That's nice. Of course, we can, I was thinking maybe we can discuss a little bit like you are practicing Krishna consciousness. Of course, this group supposed to be for children mostly, but well, grown up also children in one sense. We human beings always searched for happiness. If you go in the history, if you talk to your grandmother, grandfather, if their childhood, if they remember, they will share to you. Everybody in this world, they're searching for happiness. Happiness. Believe that word and you do your own homework and you'll find. You know what is that means? That means we know we're not happy. When you say you're searching for highest happiness means you don't have that. Just accept it. So discontent burns within each of us. Can I be always happy like 24 hours a day? Yes, you can. When you are asking that question, you are also saying that you are not happy 24 hours a day. We search for fulfillment outside ourselves. You know what we are taught in this world? We are taught that we feel complete when you get the right things. I was born in a village in Tripura in India, and that's all. I mean, vaguely I remember. Well, when you grow up, you will have whatever you need to have, and you better do very good in the school. Then you have what you want to have. Then you will feel happy, complete. I hope you all agree or will agree. But we are left wanting more things. Do you see grown up people stop working? They have everything they need. Thank you for shaking your head, means you see that. They are also still looking for happiness. So if that philosophy in the childhood that, hey, you get fulfillment outside yourself, then when they grow big, then they should have everything they want and they should be completely happy. But guess what? We are left wanting more things. The gap, there is a gap between us and true happiness is wider than ever. But closing that gap is easier than we think. The secret is very simple: selfless service. Selfless service. By giving, we grow and enjoy without limit. If you look at Mother Joshoda, if you look at all the coward boys, everybody in spiritual world, they are 24 hours, they are giving their life for Krishna's happiness. And in return, they are actually drowned into happiness. Giving service to our divine source will nourish us from within. Just as watering the root of a tree, Prabhupada says, or Bhagavatam says, nourishes the whole tree. You heard that, no? I mean, basically, you know that also. So, if we can learn how do you give yourself to Krishna, to Prabhupada, to your movement, while you are in school, you learn the tools. Okay, I need to graduate with a good mark so that I can do better service in Krishna consciousness. And I can give my valuable time and energy. Like this, you think always how to give. Don't keep thinking to take. No, give. If your presence makes other happy, that means you are giving your valuable time. Prabhupada's presence made many hundreds of people, every temple he went, happy because the knowledge he was giving how to become eternally happy forever. But eternally happy doesn't mean you become inert. You're like a lump of happiness. Not like that. There is a service. You serve Krishna selflessly. You serve the devotees. When you think of like this, you serve your parents, you serve your siblings, you serve and prepare yourself how to serve. So you do good in school, you learn like this. So service is called Bhakti Yoga in our language or Krishna consciousness. The yoga of love and gratitude. And more we practice Bhakti Yoga, the more our capacity to serve and taste tangible happiness grows. I always get fascinated with few words, sentences that Prabhupada use. In Nectar of Instruction, he says, advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the practitioner. Means myself. I'm practicing or you're practicing. Are you familiar what is attitude means? Our attitude, when we discuss few minutes, then you will get it. I'm sure you all are familiar with it too. Our attitude should be this: whatever happens in our life, this is earned by my previous karma. Can you take it? It's hard sometimes. Somebody yell to you and you say, that's earned by me last life. Yeah, you don't remember. You yelled to somebody and this life somebody yelled to you or something. It's hard, I understand, but try to understand more and more deeper. Then you'll never complain. You will remain very peaceful, understanding this philosophy. that my previous karma has earned such an environment. It is necessary to teach me. And whenever that lesson or my teaching will finish, the environment will change. It is not the situation or the temple or house you live in. A lot of young, when they grow teenager, they feel like maybe don't get scared. I'm not saying all of you. Majority, they think they want to go away somewhere. They will explore. Yeah, Mihika is shaking head. That's what the feels like. But that's not what I'm talking about here. Whatever circumstances, the environment may be undesirable, but if we are sincere, sincere, you know the word sincere, it comes from Italian, sincerio. They used to have a marble trade, and people would cheat sometime. They put a wax on the marble crack and other, and they would sell for a high price. And then when other countries, they would come to Italy and they will take the marble to their country back, and then they would put some, on a wall or a floor, and later on they see that mark and wax coming off, they would get upset. So when they would come back next year to buy marble, they would say, Sincerio means whatever it is. If it is crack, sell me as a crack. Don't sell as a faking wax and other. In other words, don't fake. Whatever, whoever you are, be honest. This is what I am. I get angry with my brother, sister, or whatever. Just recognize that there is just some issues each of us has. That is what's sincerity. And in England, they took that word, they started sincerity. And Prabhupada used that word so much in his book. We have to be sincere. Sincere means transparent, honest. If I have a problem, I have a problem. Try to understand. How to, then, once I recognize, acknowledge, accept it, then we can get better. Everybody has some problem in this world. We never, there's nobody born without any problem. So, whatever the circumstances, the environment may be undesirable, but if you are sincere, you accept, okay, I get angry easily, or I don't like my brother or father or mother or whatever. I don't like somebody because they yell to me or whatever. If we can be honest and accept it, then with a good motive that there is some issues within me, then you pray to Krishna sincerely, and by chanting Hare Krishna you pray, then you will be surprised. You will become way better than you can ever become better. Because without Krishna's sanction, nothing can happen. Not even a straw can move. As Prabhupada said, blade of a grass doesn't move. So always accept, I am put in such a unfavorable environment. He is seeing this thing. As soon as this necessity ends, it will be removed. And I shall be placed in another environment. There is no error in Krishna's decision. In our life, we should never be angry. No need. In the divine decision, there cannot be any error. We have to face all circumstances with such an attitude. I had a lot of bad character, bad mentality, and I see it works. You be sincere and you pray and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And do your whatever responsible work you have, school or job, just continue. I have to be honest to you, spirituality does not mean you become easier, or spirituality doesn't make you life easier, but it makes you stronger. Yesterday, I was talking to one person, same thing. I was just hammering on it. Because if you really look at those Bhagavad Gita 1858, 18.58, those verses, Krishna really revealed the secret. I always thought if you have a trouble, you pray to Krishna and Krishna will remove the trouble. But that's not what it says. That was my own, what do you call, cuckoo brain? Means crazy brain. I used to think like that. Oh, you pray to Krishna, then Krishna will remove all the. Oh, I don't like that devotee, I'm going to pray to Krishna, Krishna will remove him. That's not a good way to learn at all. That's not what Krishna says. So what I'm trying to say here, spirituality, yes, it doesn't make life easier, but it makes you stronger. Can you remember this? It makes you stronger. It makes you more resilient. It equipped you to deal with whatever will come in the journey of life. Every day, if you have a particular number, say even two rounds you chant. I know the school life is tough, but even if you chant 2 rounds, be steady in it. Commit to it. I tell you why, because the truth is pain is inevitable. The challenges in life is inevitable. But can you write it down? Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Suffering is optional. In other words, there are two ways to make something lighter. You don't have to feel heavy in life, whether it's your school life or job life or family life or whatever life you are, whatever age you have. Two ways something makes it lighter. Take the weight of it when you feel something heavy on you, or increase your muscle. Our Guru Parampara, disciplic succession, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur talks about it so much. He said, if we cannot adjust the weight of life, but we can increase our inner capacity, muscles. What does that mean? Content of character, spiritual consciousness. Things will happen what is destined to happen. But if you have a spiritual consciousness, if you have a good character, good moral behavior, especially Indian parents, they are very well trainer. They train their children, I saw. Even in the West, they train their children. But children may not appreciate so much. Why do I have to do this? Don't fight with others. No, why? He's mean. We sell so many things, but the parents say, no, be nice, be nice. Believe me, someday you'll realize how valuable those lessons are. And if you can actually adapt it, this is what you call developing or building muscles. So that way of the world does not weigh you down. Is that make sense? When you build a strong muscle, means good behavior, good etiquette, you are sincere, you have a spiritual consciousness, then you'll see even heavy, tough life challenges comes, you will not feel lost. You'll still stand strong in your spiritual life. And from childhood, if we can learn the mm, a technique. Whether you like or not, just talk to Krishna. Just talk to Krishna. Nobody is there in your room, in your bedroom, or wherever, a Krishna's picture, you start talking. Even though I don't see you, you are a person, but I believe you are a person because that's what my parents says and everybody says. You reveal in just like that. You start talking, talk. You know why? Please remember this. This relationship will bring you some experience. We need Krishna's experience more than Krishna's explanation. Prabhupada, in his Lilamrita, I see that lot of experience, what keeps him going. When he expressed that, it becomes explanation. But for us, same thing. We need more experience. How do you develop experience? Develop now wherever you are. In your room, have a Krishna photo. Start talking to them. You go to temple or your home deity in your living room or wherever the deity. Start talking to them. Bring some nice flower on the way to school or somewhere. If you see something or some good words, you come back to your house, you go to the deity or to your room, to that photo of Krishna, talk to him. Say, today I had a nice day, or today I didn't have a nice day, but I know if I can serve you full time, I'll be happy. Just like this, just talk, talk, talk. It is so good. Why? Because doing what we don't feel like doing is not necessarily being superficial. Because some of you will be thinking like, won't I get bored like I'm talking to a picture but I don't hear from him? You may feel like it's like superficial. Some people may ask, why should I practice bhakti when I don't feel like doing it? I hope none of you do that. But in your mind, maybe you're thinking like that. I don't feel like to do it. Why you want me to do it? Like, I don't want to be superficial. You may think like that. Maybe none of you do, but maybe I was thinking like that. I won't do it for show. Even if we don't feel like practicing devotion or chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but if we keep chanting, if we're doing the opposite of being superficial, we are going deep into very real substance of our being as a transcendental spiritual being, the conscious unit, which has an innate longing for reality, the beautiful. Dear Prabhus and Mother, believe my word, it will happen to you if you do this. Even if you don't feel like to chant, you don't feel like to do devotional, just do it. Even if you don't feel like doing it, just keep on doing it. You will come to a point, you'll say, wow, I have a shelter. I feel I have some connection. You'll feel like this. You don't have to tell anyone. Because you will go very deep into very real substance, who you are truly as a spiritual being. And that spiritual being, that who you are in a true sense, has an innate longing. And that longing for reality, the beautiful, that is Krishna. A longing that is presently covered by the anarthas. Anarthas means impurities, unwanted things. We may not see it right now, that reality, Krishna is real. We may not see right at this moment in our life, but nonetheless, don't stop. Just keep on doing it, which are present in mind, which is actually superficial nature for us as soul. If you more you express your feeling to Krishna, ask yourself, are we in spiritual race? If we strive to be finisher, you will be winner too. Now you may say, okay, how do we do it, Prabhu? To be empowered or to feel like that, you need to have a first thing is strong desire. Your own decision. I want to chant. I want to be a good devotee. I want to be servant of the servant of Prabhupada. Like this, you have to have a strong desire. And when that desire exhibited, then you will go beyond normal limitations to draw the attention and mercy of Radha Krishna or Mahaprabhu. And immediately you will realize, guess what happened? When you really draw that attention, don't be scared what I'll tell you. You'll feel like you are helpless. I really don't have connection with Krishna. I'm praying, I'm trying, but I don't have. With that attitude, when you cry in front of that picture, you will feel a power coming within you to execute, bring this conditioned soul, you, to real Krishna consciousness. You'll see all our Acharya, they sing, Ami Bhagyahina Yati Arbachina Najani Bhakatilesha. I'm unfortunate. Even Prabhupada, at the end, he writes, after writing this song, most unfortunate, A.C. Bhaktivedanta, most unfortunate. Why did he write this? Because he feels that. And when you feel, even as a child, even as a student, that will draw Krishna's attention and you will have access to approach Krishna. Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to say, when a baby has no knowledge, an enemy or a disease come to attack him, he cannot defend himself. Am I right? Yes. Same way, in the beginning, when one's realization of the holy name or Krishna consciousness, is in the childlike stage. When somebody joined to our movement, they're just like a baby. You may say they're grown-up man and grown-up lady. Yeah, by the body, but spiritually, they are like a child, baby. Then crimes, offenses against the name can prevail. But when one's realization is grown up, no offense can approach. But so many offenses may come and attack the beginner. So how do you measure you are growing up or not? When you see you don't commit offense, you are alert. Srila Prabhupada is the best teacher to me. He said, when you are aware of the offenses and try not to commit, you automatically go to Namabhas. Namabhas means there is some satisfaction within you. You don't want to give up Krishna consciousness. That's the best beginning. So we have to be aware of the offenses and try to protect ourselves, not to commit. It's not a highest Krishna Prem, but this is a beginning foundation. By good chanting, examine the result. Start realizing what? The indestructibility of spiritual reality. When you spiritualize consciousness by practicing daily sadhana, and such elevation of consciousness increasingly will connect us with Krishna. And once that connection becomes steady and strong, even trouble comes, insecurity comes, which afflict us at the material level, we can still relish supreme spiritual security in Krishna. So when we think, reflect how we will keep ourselves going while facing in the material world, our school or job, at the same time spiritually we want to grow. What keeps you going or going and growing? Well, practicing this bhakti, spiritual path, experience so much transformation. So I'm going to say something. Please remember this or write it. Watch your character changes, your desire changes. Change your vision of events and experience of life change. When you see that you are changing, you are really changing, that inspire you for me. You are really changing that inspires you for me. That is the difference between religion and spirituality. We are not religion fanatic. When spiritual practice actually changes you deeply, then it becomes spirituality. Each of you will see that I used to think so many things, horrible thing, enjoying this, that those things changes. It doesn't, nah, I don't want it. No. I want to chant more, yes. I want to hear more, yes. You see this changing within you taking place. This is how you grow spiritually. How do you feel your life change? That is required. That is required. Because in our life, even if you say, Prabhu, you don't understand certain thing happening in my life, certain thing. Yes, some damages can be repaired, but it's rarely erased. In my own life, I see that. Apologies, may hold things together, yet the marks remain or scar. Words spoken in haste and actions done without thought often leave lasting impression. Just like a fragile paper, certain things don't return to their original form. Pause before you speak. Act with awareness. Even Krishna says in 17th chapter, 15th verse, Krishna is so lovely, so kind. He knows that we'll do mistake by talking, insulting other. He said, hey, listen. Prepare how to talk before you talk. Anudbega karambakam sattam priyam hitam chajat. Don't talk to agitate people. Why did Krishna say this? Because he cares for our spiritual life. He wants us to come back. But even before coming back, he wants us to leave an impression with the family, community, that they will be benefited. Then you are welcome to come back to spiritual world. Don't think that I don't care about anybody, anything. I just go myself, run away from everything. Uh-uh. That's not exactly what Krishna consciousness or Krishna wants. Pause before you speak. Act with awareness. Because not everything can be undone. Forgiveness, sorry, think before you speak, apology, positive thought. Think like this, do like this. And each of you will be the representative of Prabhupada and Krishna for the rest of the world. Okay, I noticed that time is clicking very quick. Anybody has any further discussion or question or anything? Are we on time? Somebody is keeping track. I hope.
Thank you so much, Babuji. Yeah, we're on time, and we can have some question answers if you have some time in our hands. Thank you so much for this beautiful session, and it's always mesmerizing to listen to you because you give so much subtle information and instructions for us to follow. Although sometimes it's little hard to execute all these things in our life, but still at least we are getting a benchmark that where we are and where we should be and we should try to be. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Really grateful to you. So, Prabhuji, if anybody has questions, then please raise your hands. Yes, Prabhuji. Harilila Prabhuji, please.
हरे कृष्णा प्राण गोविंद दास प्रभु जी की जय हो। आपके श्री चरणों में प्रणाम प्रभु जी। इट वॉज वेरी वेरी वंडरफुल, वेरी वेरी प्रैक्टिकल एंड वेरी वेरी I think I would say that what you say is in the Bhagavad Gita, and what you say is what Prabhupada said. So it is the peculiarity of your class, and I really like it. And just wanted to know one thing, Prabhuji, if you can recall some Prabhupada's pastime in which he had informed the devotees about this tracing on the devotion to the Radha Krishna. Is there some particular pastime which you can highlight us and enlighten us on that one? I would appreciate that, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Highlight some pastime regarding what was your.
Prabhupada, in the early stage, Prabhupada has guided his Western disciple to do
Hmm.
devotional service. So how he got to that point? I mean, I know he is very very humble, very very loving. So the Western devotees loved him a lot. But how did he get them to do the or increase their devotion to Radha and Krishna?
Hmm. That's a very nice question. Thank you, Prabhu. I think a lot from Bhagavatam that how Prabhupada association reflected in the heart of those soul who came in contact with him. Association is so important, Prabhu. I'm sure you all know. Like for an example, in Bhagavatam it says two people can deal with the same person, but one can bring out their worst while the other brings out their best. For an example, you can think of Suniti and Suruchi of King Uttanapad. Both interacted with Dhruva, 5 years old boy, Dhruva Maharaj. He was not Maharaj, but he was just a boy, Dhruva, Prince Dhruva. But their approach made all the difference. Suruchi was harsh, very harsh with Dhruva. Suruchi's harshness created envy, anger in Dhruva. But Suniti, his birth-giving mother, she always had a love and spiritual vision, guided Dhruva towards Narada and Krishna. One triggered his pain, other awakened his devotion. Srila Prabhupada was so loving. He said, if you can just pay obeisances every day, what do? The devotee says, well, we get up and we brush our teeth, and nowadays you want us to take bath. He said, you can do that with the deities also. Now, there was no training center, but they just depend on his word and letter. They didn't have those days tax and iPhone, cell phone, whatever. They didn't have. So everything is just over the phone call when it's available and letter. So, like Prabhupada says, you take bath, you give also bath to the deities. So then Prabhupada wanted to find out after a month. So how are you doing it? It's very good. We wake up the deity and we pay obeisances, and we offer them some drink fresh new water and some we chant the mantra you gave us, and then we offer them some sweets, and then after a little while, then we give them bath. So Prabhupada didn't ask every details, but he asked, how do you bath? Oh, Prabhupada, I took the deity with me and I went in shower and we took shower together. Now, Prabhupada is thinking, oh, Krishna. Probably in India, people never heard that you give shower to the deity. Now, they did not have offense to me. Prabhupada didn't say anything because they were just following him as they understand. They were not intentionally trying to avoid or do something strange. Of course, none of you, I'm sure, in the Zoom do give bath to Krishna by taking him on a lap and you put on shower in the bathroom and do that. Deity doesn't go to our bathroom, but they did for a month almost. Then Prabhupada did not say anything. He said, maybe you change that giving bath to different way. So you put a table, and then he explained them. You put a little tray, and then you place the deity, and then you chant some mantra, and then pour some water on their feet and their head and everywhere like this. Just like the proper. Now, previously it was not improper either. They were following him, but Prabhupada is alone. He didn't have a much, time and access communication. So I see that they are so sincere and they advance. Like Maluti Devi was there in the temple and she's still chanting. She's still, going through tough life, but still she's chanting, hearing Bhagavatam and every day and following four regularity principle. So I see those. They had a one thing with the Western disciple early days. They are very sincere. And they really had a faith on Prabhupada. And Prabhupada never did anything that they will lose their faith. And that's very striking and it's very wonderful. If we can have that simplicity, then we can also advance very quick. These are very true. How we deal with our family members. Even yesterday, I was talking to a group, but after the group discussion over, they came from another state. They're visiting, still visiting. After this class, I'll go there again. Another discussion. So interesting that one family was saying that how within the family, just little tough, I said, this is eternally there in the material world. Uttanapad is the beginning of Brahmaji's. He's a Brahmaji's Swayambhuva Manu and Satarupa, the Brahmaji's two children. One was a first man, first woman, you can say. In this day of Brahma's creation, first man was Swayambhuva Manu, and first woman is Satarupa. And the difference is just the bodily feature. That's the first man, first woman in the creation. And their own children, 5 children, out of that Uttanapad was one. And whatever the training, those days, there was nothing to look up to because there was no other creation. There's no other human being. So at the beginning, but these two ladies, they're completely opposite and created a beautiful impression on Dhruva. And I think about this sometime, that how we handle our life, it impacts and affects other. The other may not say it, but they get feedback just by our presence in their life. Even in the temple, how we be respectful, how we deal with, this has a big impact and effect to the other devotees. They may never say it. Like Ranjit Prabhu, he recently just passed away. But I always remember so many things, so many times life has a challenge. But this disciple of Prabhupada, Ranjit Prabhu, I know him over 40 years, always has some kind of a mystic smile, even if he didn't like somebody, but he would not say anything bad. And of course, he didn't say it to me, but I reflect that, oh, that's such a great soul to me. That was a very good ideal example. He was born in South Africa, uh, Jewish family. Then he came in contact with Prabhupada. He became a devotee, initiated by Prabhupada. And little things in his life that he learned from Prabhupada. I'll share one thing. Like, for an example, he paid obeisances to Prabhupada. He said, he chanted the mantra, and he says, Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Simate Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschad Deshatarine. And he said, Joy Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, Joy Prabhupada. And in his mind, he was thinking, I said Joy Prabhupada. Why is he saying Joy Prabhupada? But he didn't ask. Then Prabhupada chanted the Gayatri Mantra and he got the Gayatri Mantra. Then he again bowed down and chanted Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra and he said the same thing, Joy Prabhupada. And then he said, Prabhupada said, Joy Prabhupada. So he was a little bit like very shocked, a little bit. Maybe say some misunderstanding. But his nature, I can see now, he just passed away a couple months back after that many years. And I had a long talk with him. And Prabhupada's servant was there and he asked, I say Prabhupada, Joy Prabhupada. Why Prabhupada say Joy Prabhupada? He said, I don't know. You have to ask him. So they asked, Prabhupada said, yes, you are glorifying me. I have accepted you and gave you the Brahman Diksha. So you are saying joy means all glories to you. So I did not get what I'm giving you from me. It is coming from my Guru. So my Guru also Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So I say Joy Prabhupada means I'm passing your obeisances to him. I'm passing your appreciation to him. Little things, it gives such a wonderful feeling. Okay, this is what we should do. When somebody says something good about us, it's coming from higher source. We should give that credit, offer that credit immediately. So like that, they're very practical, those devotees, and they mold us. They mold us. Like just like you heard probably that past time that Mataji, she didn't know in winter, Prabhupada told that please take care of the deity just like a person, like a child you have. In winter, bundle up the baby with a blanket, like to make the baby feel good. So Mataji, before she was thinking it was cold, so she was ironing pajama. First of all, nobody irons pajamas. So she's putting pajamas to the deity. So before she put it, she was ironing with hot iron to make them feel like cozy, bundle up like a baby will be cozy. Prabhupada was not there, no connection with Prabhupada. Prabhupada is in another country. But some or other, after 2 days, Prabhupada called and told somebody else. They tell her that she is ironing the pajama. This is very good sentiment. She is feeling that Krishna should feel warm when he sleeps, not cold, because outside weather is cold. So this is wonderful. Now in India, in any Shastra, you will never find exactly like this. But Prabhupada knows the essence of deity worship, that you become a member of Krishna's family. You treat him as your wonderful, loving master, loving, well-wisher, and you serve him with a care, attention. And Prabhupada supported this. And this is wonderful. Just like Radha Govinda Dev in New York, still the deities are there. When Adikeshava Maharaj told Prabhupada, it sounds a little strange, Prabhupada, that the deity, of course, does not grow. He said like that. Deity does not become growing. It's made of marble. But we are treating them as a person, as you say, deity is Krishna. Recently, Pujari told me that they need a new pajama because it's overgrown. He is growing bigger. The pajama is too tight. Now, if you tell this to an atheist, they will think you are something wrong with your brain chemical, something is wrong. But Prabhupada immediately said, that's very nice. Find out who is cooking. Must be cooking very nice prasadam, bhoga for Krishna. Krishna must be enjoying so much prasadam that he's growing. Now, Brahmaji's prayers in 10th canto, 14th chapter, you will see he said, I don't know about Krishna. But Krishna is in front of him. But he's telling in his prayer, my Lord, I don't know you. I heard the Vedas. You gave me the Vedas to understand through this 8-ear hole. He has a forehead, so 8-ear hole. The flute sound came in, and through his mouth the Veda manifested. He said, yes, but I really don't know you. These Brajavasis, they do know you because they check whether you growing muscle, you getting healthy or not. This is unbelievable. How do you check whether God needs to get healthy? But Brajavasi, they check. Mother Josoda checks every day. Krishna, you need to eat more. You need to build strong. This is their loving sentiment. So Brahmaji is stating a fact. Aho bhagyam, nanda gopa brajasinam, jat mitrani paramananda, purna brahma sanatana. Who knows purna brahma? Who knows? Only these people knows. Why? Aho bhagyam. They are the most fortunate. That Nanda Maharaja's courtyard, the supreme Brahman is playing as a little boy. And they are checking their muscle Krishna expanded when Brahma stole the coward boys. Krishna expanded, and every family would feed Krishna, dress Krishna, and they would check, are you healthy? Let me see your muscle, let me see how yes, you're growing, this is good. So when Prabhupada heard this is, I'm talking in your deity, and Prabhupada said, find out. And then Maharaj found out, and those Matajis who are cooking, they say, oh yeah, we are cooking lot of cupcake, lot of burfi, lot of nice sandesh, lot of sweets. We are giving double than what Prabhupada told us. He said minimum give 3. Prabhupada didn't say maximum, he said minimum. So they are giving 6, 7, 8 preps every day. Prabhupada said, that's why Krishna grown. Okay, change the dress. It's unbelievable. In New York, the Krishna is growing. Yeah. This is very personal reciprocation. Krishna has to become personal in our life.
Thank
That's
you
why
so
ISKCON is still growing.
yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. You have given a very, very nice answer, and very, very pleased to hear Srila Prabhupada's pastime regarding this devotional service. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna,
Thank
Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Thank you so
Mother,
much, Srila
Mother
Prabhu.
Mihika, what are you taking away? And Prabhu Ryansh and Ritik, what are you taking away?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for such an amazing class on how we can do better in our devotional service. I surely took away that we should always be determined, and it's like you said, pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. So we
Yes.
should I really like that because I always thought like we're supposed to we're basically in the material world for suffering. But when you said suffering is optional, I was like, I would love to I would love to avoid it.
Good. Good. At least you got something. Of course, you have to work on it. It's not just a word, it's like action you need. But I'm glad you at least got the foundation. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Prabhuji. Prabhuji, so I learned that words spoken in haste and actions done without thought leave lasting impressions.
Yes. Very good.
Prabhuji, for me, what stuck with me was the attitude. So our attitude should be more like whatever happens to me is from my past karma. So I shouldn't worry about it too much. That's what I learned today.
That's very good. If you don't react or yell to someone, whoever, that's 50% immediately you stopping your future karma. Very good. It's not easy, Prabhu, but it is possible. You can stay peaceful and keep growing. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we have few hands.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mother Mihika, you have a question, or if you have, can you
Yes,
please?
Mataji, but other devotees can go first.
Okay, so I think Mehebu Mataji raised her hand before, so I'll give her an opportunity. Mataji, please unmute and ask your question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Very, very beautiful lecture, very informative. And actually, you came on the topic I had a question on for a while. You said you get put in a situation until you learn. I've heard that a lot. It has been about 40 years now that I've been put in certain situations, and I still, when I go to that situation, I go thinking positively that if anything does happen, I'm not going to get affected. But actually, I do. And now, I don't know. Now I'm staying away from that situation because I haven't learned yet. So, what should I do? Is that the right thing to do? Because my heart says it does. And I've had a lot of experiences with Krishna. And I know he's protecting me and helping me. But I'm confused with this situation, that's all.
My question is, can you give little time to yourself and read? Because sometime we, or at least I thought many times, does Krishna hears me? Does he understand what I am going through? That doubt comes. Okay, Krishna is there, I believe, but will he understand what, or does he know? Or I have to tell him, then he will know. The empathic idea, how does it work? So these things are genuine question. I would request you to read also, because this 2 minute talk will not solve it. It has to be constant. That 11 canto, 20 chapter, 27, 28. There's a 4 or 5 pages, big purport. And it explains that when you have some faith awakening in you about Krishna, Krishna's glory, then you know certain thing you don't want to do anymore. You are disgusted with it. But certain things you are failing. I know I don't want to, but I don't know, I fail again and again. It is a fact. And you'll be surprised that, oh my God, Krishna knows that what I'm going through. Still being unable to renounce all the things that I want. Sometime disturbed, sometime anger comes. So Krishna here, he suggests that we have to accept. We have to acknowledge first. And after acknowledging, there has to be some regret. Regret in a sense that due to my involvement in the material world, first of all, I mean, I know it's very difficult to really do. It's not that easy, but you have to blame yourself. If I was Krishna consciousness, I would never come to the material world. So I misuse my free will and I came here. Who should I blame? I touch fire. Should I blame somebody else? Who lit the fire? Or maybe blame to the fire. Why fire burns? But that will never solve the problem. Fire has its own function. I came in contact, I touched the fire. It's not fire fault. Fire nature is to burn. So similarly, material nature creates all this havoc in our life. But that's what material nature made for. We should not have been here. But we did a mistake. We did a mistake. Accept it. When you accept it and you regret means you ask forgiveness to others. It's not easy, it's painful, but it is possible. Because everybody has their own perspective, what they think of me. So that person probably thought so many wrong, even though I know that that's not who I am. But according to that person's perspective, because he saw so many things wrong in this way, feel sorry that I should not have done this. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but it is possible. Then, then you go to repent. Oh, Krishna, please help me. Please help me, Krishna. I want to go back home. I'm causing trouble to others. I'm causing trouble to myself. I should have been always serving you eternally and never come to material world, then all the problem. But I'm here, Prabhu. Please forgive me. accept me back. Like this, you ask forgiveness for to others also. At least mentally you prepare for that. When you do this, what happened to you, if you really genuinely do, if I do genuinely, then you will accept correction, rectification.
Yes.
From then on, you will have a new selection, new elimination. I will not do this way ever. I used to do this. No, I won't do it. Even somebody is wrong, I'll say, I'm so sorry. Prabhupada did that. In Hawaii, Ambarish Prabhu told me personally. Ambarish Prabhu was a new bhakta, comes from a very wealthy family, Ford family. He said, Pran Govind, I was surprised that when this a rich man's son, only child, he was practicing for a few months and he said, I'm going to go back. I can't handle because he had a big mansion. Oh, by the way, actually, he's from Texas too. Austin. Very rich family, and they had a casino machine in their own house. He had a girlfriend. So you think for regulated principle, his mom was the best hot dog maker every day for the kids. I mean, all this for regulative principle, he was breaking every day. And then he became devotee. And then one day he started crying, reflecting all this. I had a good life. I gave up all this for this, but it's so hard. You know what Prabhupada did? Prabhupada said, yes, it is very hard. I'm so sorry. And I was thinking, does Prabhupada need to say that he's sorry for what? But Prabhupada said, he said, I'm so sorry. It is very hard to follow for regulatory principle. Just like I'm trying, you try. I'll pray for you too. Pope Krishna gives you energy strong that you can actually fight with Maya and stay away. Please, another sloka you remember, 8.2.30, where Gajendra topics, Prabhupada said, we in ISKCON declare war against Maya. So you are in a war. In a war, no complaint. Keep on going, killing your enemy. And if you are not careful, enemy will kill you. Oh my God, this is so dangerous. Yes, war means is a dangerous life. Our life is like this. We cannot let Maya intervene in our head, in our mind, and try to put negativity to pull us down. We have to be very careful.
Yes, Prabhuji, it's very true, because I do realize that when I am put in these situations, like I was telling you, the certain situations that I think I would be strong in, I do realize that I do forget Krishna, and that is why this is happening. But in another situation I was put in, I did think of Krishna and I did do whatever. And actually, anything I thought of happened, just thinking about it. And it was so beautiful, but then I'm not staying on that track. That's the problem. I have experienced Krishna doing a lot of things for me. He's very, very, he's very beautiful to me. He's very understanding. But these situations, I forget him. And that, I think that is the reason, because when I do remember him in certain situations, he will look after me. I know that. But I want to stay on that track. And yeah, Maya gets me. That's the problem.
Don't be discouraged. It is not question of whether you look at 9.30 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna did not mention many verses about who is the real yogi devotee. He did not mention many verses, but this is one of the most prominent verse used by Acharya, including Prabhupada. Kopiteto suduracharo bhajate mam anannabhav. Sadhu reva. What is the definition of sadhu, saint? That one who fell down, but he get up and keep going. Sadhu doesn't mean he's quiet, never face struggle. No, that's not what sadhu. According to Krishna's definition, sadhu means he may fall down, you may fail many times, but you keep on getting up and going, 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 going. You do not give up. That's, you read that verse, you will be like, yes, this is definition of sadhu, Krishna says.
Yes, Prabhuji. He will not let me forget him. Okay.
Yeah.
No matter
You are
what.
very fortunate. You are very fortunate. You are baking, I don't know this expression, raw gold to a beautiful piece of jewelry on your finger. You know how it becomes? How
By
raw gold becomes a beautiful piece of jewelry. Krishna wants you to become a beautiful person in his life, in Krishna's life, by hitting and hammering. It sounds like hitting and hammering is not a big deal. Oh no, you feel the pain.
yeah.
Yeah. Raw gold you put in a hot air fire and it becomes hot, then you hammer. The means our ego gets smashed. This physical body, somebody yells, somebody this. Just list goes on. But you becoming a beautiful piece of jewelry with Krishna, you'll be forever.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Again, beautiful lecture, and thank you for your answer.
Hare
It
Krishna.
helped me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful question and such a heartfelt answer. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Kabir Das, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam.
Dhanyavad.
Beautiful lecture and lot of pastimes. I have one question. I'm there with the KC for the past 5 years. I last 1.5 year I started chanting 16 plus 4, 20 rounds, and I feel yes, Krishna is always with me wherever I go, wherever I travel, wherever I sleep. But I couldn't get the taste. How do I improve my sadhana in this aspect? Though it is out of topic, just I want to listen from your experience. Hare Krishna.
We do gain taste step by step. First, we do by philosophically. Did you eat meat before?
Yes, Prabhu. Basically, I'm born vegetarian. And in between, after joining the job for 20 years, I used to on and off eat. And for the past 4 years, I completely avoided. And I'm following the regulatory principle for the past 2 years.
That's fine. Don't take it in a wrong way. I'm just putting a little test.
No, absolutely, Prabhu. Absolutely.
Okay.
You are
So you have some idea about how the meat products is tasty. If you ever come to a circumstance in your life that there is no food, absolutely no food, whole day you are like driving or whatever, working, but there is no food, except there is a one restaurant nearby. That's all. That's the only thing. And you don't have a cooking facility, you don't have anything else. So you go there and you ask them, can you make a dish just vegetarian? So sure. So they made. And you ask, is it all 100% vegetarian? Well, 95, 90, just little bit here, there, maybe little touch of beef and this, that. So give me answer. Will you eat?
no.
Why not? You are hungry. You are starving.
My conscience will not permit me to eat. The vessels might have been used for the purpose of manufacturing,
Okay.
using it, producing it. So my conscience may not touching it.
So you will not eat. Is that what your conclusion?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So you will be starving whole day. Food is there, but it's not acceptable because you took a higher level of consciousness. Do you
Yes,
see
Prabhu.
some taste already change?
Yes.
I mean, if I
Tongue is not
spend 1
accepting
hour,
that.
if I spend 1 hour with you, I can show you many things you do that many things you will not do that you did before. Taste is changing, but you have to see through philosophically in the beginning. And as you increase your chanting and sadhana more, you will come to amplify those experience, and then you'll feel tangible. When somebody is a patient, he's taking medicine, I can complain as a patient, I'm still sick. Or I can say, I'm taking medicine, I have a good doctor, I'm getting better. Which one you want to take?
This approach is good. Second approach is very good.
Okay. So you already answered your own question. Try to see that slowly, and after a month we'll talk again. You'll see little difference. Slowly
Sure,
we'll
Prabhu.
grow, and we'll never go back to that old bad conscious. Millions of people are in that consciousness, but we don't want to go back to there. So like that, slowly, Prabhu, it will come.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for a wonderful clarification and answer and touching my soul, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Mother Mihika, you had a question, right? So if you want, this is the time you can ask Prabhuji. Okay, I think
Is she here? She's not here, probably.
I'm not sure, Prabhuji. I can see her
Okay.
here, but maybe. So, Prabhuji, I have a bit question, if I may. So, as we were talking about, Satyam and Priyam, so sometimes it becomes very hard, Prabhuji, to, speak nicely about the truth, because people sometimes are not, ready to listen to the truth. Sometimes it so happens. So how are we going to, make a balance? Like, we have to speak the truth because otherwise we will be hypocrites. But if we speak the truth, it may not be pleasant to some. So how shall we deal in such situations, Prabhuji? Thank you so much.
First of all, are you challenging Krishna's opinion? Just testing.
No, I'm actually unable to understand what he's trying to say completely. That's why I'm asking. We can have a better understanding. I think somebody is unmuted. Give me 1 second, Prabhuji. Let me put it. Okay, yeah, I think it's thank you.
So my question is, Krishna knows what we need. If we trust Krishna's opinion, and the doctor who is prescribing, Prabhupada never said Krishna consciousness is easy. He says forced meditation. You have to force yourself to actually take Krishna consciousness. You have to force. It will not come automatically. Even if you do for a month or years, you can give up. So you have to force. Constantly you have to force. And I was thinking, like, why Prabhupada say forced meditation, Krishna consciousness? Generally we don't like, because I thought it's joyful. Yes, it is a joyful, but you have to force to stay in bhakti. Yeah, you have to force. So when you think, as Krishna says, like Bacho Begum, materialists have the tendency to talk hundreds and millions of things.
Yes.
And the spiritual inclination is to keep the speech chaste, focused on Krishna, things related to Krishna. I mean, I feel little, where am I going of this discussion? Within my mind. Stop it right there. Take detour back to Krishna. So this is what forced meditation, I feel, means we have to be chaste, loyal. That whatever the topics is, it has to come for Krishna consciousness. We have to focus on Krishna. It has to be related to Krishna. Even Maya is Krishna's energy. Okay, nothing wrong to talk about Maya, but Krishna's energy. We have to connect that. Krishna is talking about bhaktas. He's talking in general about austerities. You know, these 5 things that we supposed to do, it's austerity. What is austerity? Means voluntarily choosing. It's not going to happen automatically.
Yes.
Austerity means voluntarily choosing. From material point of view, one should be able to discipline and regulate oneself. But sarcasm is often considered sign of intelligence, where people hurts others and speak in such a way that more they hurt others, the more they think they are clever. At least I did many times. Right? Ritik Prabhu or Shreyans?
Yes,
Maybe
Prabhuji.
really? You do this? I did this. Like more I am louder and put my friend down when I was your age. I
No,
thought I
Prabhuji.
was the best clever. Sarcastic may require cleverness, but that is not desirable use of cleverness. Desirable cleverness is to bring others to close to us, close to Krishna through us. If your friend likes you, and he will come to temple. See? So you have to talk to your friend such a way that he actually thinks your presence makes him valuable, makes him feel comfortable. Then you can invite, hey, we have some gathering in our family. You want to come? He will come and chant Hare Krishna and Prasadam. He had no idea before. So it is very important. The desirable cleverness is to bring others to close to us, close to Krishna, through us. That's how they become. If there was no Prabhupada, there was no Krishna to many souls. They had a faith on Prabhupada, and Prabhupada brought that faith towards Krishna. So closer to the right track in general, even at the material level. By agitating people, we'll alienate people instead of educating them. I feel this many, many times. So devotee cuts the example given in Vidura speak strongly to Dhritarashtra and cuts his attachment. That is good to detach somebody, but we can see that before that Vidura had a deep, strong relationship with Dhritarashtra. And then when he spoke those words penetrated. Otherwise, the words don't penetrate. Sometimes when we chastise people, instead of cutting their anarthas, we end up in cutting their bhakti lata only.
Mhm.
And it's not good. I mean, I did many mistakes in my life, to be honestly. And I apologize, but kind of late. I mean, in different country, different people, group. So we may think that I have spoken Krishna's message for other person good. Just like this black body person, American, he was in a wheelchair And there used to be a food shopping center called Food Lion. I used to go there. They closed it now. And I saw this man in the wheelchair and he would eat hot dog. And so I went to my car and I got the Higher Taste, that book. And I said, "You love eating, don't you?" He said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "Good. But what about long lasting, happy, joyful life?" "Yeah, I like that." I said, "Try to read this book. Now, I'll give you this book on one condition, that next time I see you, you're going to tell me what you read, something at least." "Okay, I'll do that." I said, "Good." It was very funny. After a week, I went there. I go once a week for shopping something for the family. And I went there. He was not there. And I was concerned, like, oh my God, probably he didn't read. And my mind, weird mind, was thinking, maybe he didn't read. He thought I'll come. Was not necessary, but mind was creating these options. Anyway, after 3 weeks, I saw him. I came with a smile and I had a little, what do you call, temple had some muffins. And I said, "How are you?" He said, "Oh, I'm good. You know what? I didn't read yet. I'm going to read. This time I promise I'll read." I said, "Good. Do you like muffin?" He said, "Yeah, muffin is good." So he took. I said, "Okay. At least relationship is built and the prasadam will activate. Whether he knows or not, doesn't matter." Prasadam is so powerful. And the books of Prabhupada also. So like this, we have to be like very conscious. Good intentions are not good enough. People should feel the trust in us. People should feel that we are their well-wisher. And we are. They will be able to see our good intention. And otherwise, they will see by default, filter of suspicion, or you can say skepticism. Then they feel our words harsh, insensitive. They may just close down and go away from Krishna by that. Prabhupada was so genius, so alert. Prabhupada, one time he said, "I was whole day thinking how to convince you that you are not this body." I was thinking, when I heard that, I was thinking, really? Whole day Prabhupada was thinking of Krishna or thinking of how to convince them that they are not this body? It took many years, then I realized, well, it's the same thing. Krishna says you are not this body. So how to convince them they're not this body is thinking of Krishna philosophically. Is not separated from Krishna. Krishna doesn't mean you think of a blue boy playing flute. That's not what Krishna consciousness means. Krishna
Yes.
consciousness means Krishna and his everything together.
Yes.
So we need to speak false, but Krishna is putting Sattam as second first. He's putting as Anudbega Karam. If you look at that, speak truth in a non-agitating way. In Subhasita, now Krishna reminded me, there was a verse, many years I remember that. Sattam bruyat priyam bruyat na bruyat sattam priyam. I remember amongst our friends we were talking about this. Yes, Chanakya Pandit said, someone wanted to rule the world. The most power for that person is the power of proper speech. Chanakya Pandit says. Sometimes devotees say, Srila Prabhupada said we should call spade as spade. That is true. Just like, anyway, I won't go details because it's little touchy with the one senior sannyasi's behavior, something like. So we can see that Srila Prabhupada, and that Maharaj said, hey, I'm Pran Govind, I'm saying spade, as Prabhupada says. But we can see that Srila Prabhupada was also very sensitive in his speech. He was able to distinguish between philosophical differences and cultural etiquettes. Srila Prabhupada was cooking for Dr. Mishra in New York, although they have strong philosophical differences, because he was Mayavadi and Prabhupada is pure Vaishnava. But Dr. Mishra acknowledged that he survived by Srila Prabhupada's regulated eating habits. Otherwise, he would fall sick and would have not survived. See how Prabhupada draw his attention. So if we think preaching gives license to speak harshly, then we have completely mistaken what preaching is. Preaching means speaking in, this is my way of thinking, in such a way that people should come closer to Krishna.
Yeah.
Purpose driven. Sometimes we may have to speak things which are unpalatable to people, but that doesn't mean that we make mission of speaking those things.
Yeah.
You are familiar, every classes I do, I always ask feedback or reflection. Feedbacks can be given in the formal, plus, minus, plus, like this, which means positive, improvement, then again positive. By non-agitating speech, we help people to come down. We help people to open their mind, open their hearts to us. Prabhupada was genius on that. As you know, the famous story that I said, that when they told about Alex, he's a drug ringleader, Prabhupada said, it's all right, bring him inside. And he came and he challenged Prabhupada. Some of my men left me and they came to you. What is this spiritual happiness? He was like challenging. This is the introduction of each other. He's challenging. What is that they're going to get? Prabhupada said they will be drowned into the ocean of LSD. Because he didn't know philosophy, but he knew LSD. That's all they told him. But the way Prabhupada phrased it, he said they will be in the ocean of LSD. And he was like, his eyes open. He said, how do I do that? I want to get in. That's it. Purpose is served. And he became devotee. Later on, he realized Prabhupada tricked him. But purpose of talking to bring them close to Krishna. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Because knowledge in book is like money in bank. Account knowledge in memory is like money in the pocket. I always say a slang way. You may be rich, but if you go to a country, you need to buy some drinks or something, you don't have money in your pocket, but you have $1 million in the bank, and there's no bank here, and this person don't take credit card. What do you do? Well, I'm a millionaire. Well, that doesn't help you. You are now thirsty. How you quench your thirst? We have to be very realistic. So I will end here. The process of speaking in spiritual circle is to say something upheld by the scriptures. One should at once quote from spiritual authority to back up what he's saying. At the same time, Prabhupada was genius on this. Such talk should be very pleasurable to hear or to the ear. Thank you for paying attention, all of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your wonderful insight, and your reply. It's amazing, and I'll definitely think about it. It's important because the point that you raise is very alarming also, that your harsh words can either break their anarthas or their bhakti lata beach, which is a dangerous situation to be in. It's very critical. Thank you so much for drawing that attention towards that,
Thank
Prabhuji. Thank you so much. And we're really, really grateful to you, and we hope and pray, Radha Shyam Sundar, that we get your mercy again and again, your association again and again, because it's so much nourishment for all of us. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So we'll conclude the session by paying our respects. Pancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhayeva
Kripa sindhuvya patitanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
vaishnavebhyo.
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.